Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
So today we're going to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
aging. Okay, there's been
yeah.
people spend lots of money on anti-aging techniques, and some people get obsessed by it. Some people, especially in their forties, get obsessed and they go through a midlife crisis. But you have the secret to holding back the years. Go ahead.
Well, you see, there's the which say the way that the professionals that deal with this business of aging and pointing out various things that you do as regards not doing this and taking that and a whole heap of items. But funny enough, about this anti-aging, there was a headline in one of the Catholic papers here just recently after that, and it said the headline was "Expert says religion helps aging, or helps the aging process." And it was a professor as well, but a professor with a Catholic outlook that penned this article, and this now was subsequent to the other in-depth article from the other side of the equation, where they were saying what you could do. Somebody had been studying it for donkey's years and trying to come up with solutions. But the simple thing is that you develop your spiritual life, and the way you do that is by saying prayers. You don't just think, "Come, Holy Spirit." Now, I do use a prayer, and I just use it just for this particular subject, as giving an example of the sort of attitude that helps anyone that is concerned about that. And funny enough, when you're 40 and in your 40s, there's such an emphasis on it. You're often told, well, you're too old for this job or you're too old for that, and you're only 40. And suddenly you're made feel old, and suddenly it begins to impinge on you. And you begin to think that you were great when you were in your 20s and 30s, when really you're only learning the trade. Sometimes you don't mature until you're about bloody well 60 or more.
That's a
You're learning all through life, and you're making mistakes as well, and you're getting pluses and minuses from the point of view of people that you work with and so on and so forth. And you have to deal with all sorts, more so in the workplace. We see what's happening with RTE at the present time. It's like something hitting the fan. They're all up the creek without a paddle, as the expression used to be, and suddenly their salaries are under question, and the word overpaid is used now quite frequently, whereas nobody could say anything about it before, but now the can has opened and this has come about. So money is, when I was young, there was a song, "Money is the root of all evil." And now at the time, if you had a jingle in your pocket, you were wealthy. You see where I'm coming from?
mhm.
And if you whipped out a 20 packet of cigarettes, you were definitely wealthy, because most people could only buy a little packet with four Woodbines. I
Okay.
think they only cost upwards or something like that, going back years. So these are all things that we grew up with. Modern ones don't know anything about that. They're on phones, or they've something planked in their ears, and they're going about and see nothing. They don't communicate with anybody. So, what is the solution to this aging business? I just give one little item that, if it's developed in the person, irrespective of whether they're practicing whatever faith that they have or not, but if they're doing it in the correct way, in other words, with an open mind and a charitable outlook, and thinking of others rather than yourself. Forget about yourself
Mhm.
from the point of view, except to look after yourself health wise. Now, Breathe to me, this is a prayer. Breathe to me, O Holy Spirit, that my thoughts may all be holy. Act in me, O Holy Spirit, that my work too may be holy. Draw my heart, O Holy Spirit, that I love only what is holy. Strengthen me, O Holy Spirit, to defend all that is holy. Guard me then, O Holy Spirit, that I may always be holy. Now, there's ones that would cringe if you heard that, but they're old before their time. They think they're going to get it here, there, or yonder, but it's the like of that to develop your spiritual outlook, and you won't do that just thinking about it. You've got to say a few prayers.
I suppose,
That type
John,
of thing.
it's about having faith, really, building up your faith, is it?
Well, it is, and when you do that, and if you were brought up in that way of going on, it's a great foundation. And we were, in my young days, brought up in that way, and all aunts and uncles were great examples as regards that type of thing. So they were helping you in what they did and what they said. They weren't lecturing you, but their example was catching, because that's how you develop by those around you, including your parents. And sometimes your parents mightn't be doing exactly what you feel is the right thing or they should be doing, but they do their best. And oftentimes then prayers were said at night, Holy Rosary, and you were taught your morning and evening prayers and the catechism, this type of thing. So you got a foundation on that area, and it stands to you, even though you're going through what are called the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, as Shakespeare said. He was a philosopher. And he pointed all these things out. So you're able to deal with them. But if you haven't got that foundation and that faith, well, then you're going to crumble, and you're going to adopt anger towards people, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous for you. If you read the Bible, you see all the examples of it. And that's another thing. The Catholic Bible is a great way of nourishing that. You might say, what can I read? And your companions. They used to say years ago, tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. That was just maybe just a bit of an exaggeration. But if you've got friends that have a fundamental Christian and way of looking at life, well, then that's going to benefit. And funny enough, all the friends I ever had were of that caliber. I met the other sort. And really, it kind of warning signs went up. The red light, shall we say. No. Because you meet them. And you meet them in work, you meet them here, there, and yonder. And the more you develop in that business of the spiritual life and practicing your prayers, this is what nourishes the soul. And that is a very important area. If that's not nourished, it'll fall into the evil one. And you go down that road seeking whatever it is that you think is going to give you get satisfaction. But you have to take yourself out of the equation in that way and respect yourself and then respect everybody else. And when you do that, you're just as happy as you don't suffer from any sort of anxiety neurosis or anything of that caliber. You're whistling, you know where you are. And I'm a blinking good age, and I'm still as fit as a fiddle. I had a walk there today. I must have went the wrong way, wrong way, Corrigan. Hey, God, I went here, there, and yonder. And when I go walking, I say the Rosary and the Chaplet of Mercy. And with the Lord Harry, I say I was out for well over an hour. And I know I passed the shopping centre that I knew it was, so I knew I better go down this way. And it's going to take me a good while. But then I looked at the road and I tipped up another road. And then I saw that it was on the road actually that I'm staying on, because there's a barrier across and cars can't go up past where I am. they can't go any further, which means that's not through traffic. Otherwise, you'd be persecuted.
Mhm.
And that wasn't always there. The people put that up by agreement because there was too much cars going flying up and down, and now there's none of that. They can't go any further up there, so that's a great advantage. So what I'm saying about that is this: it's nice and quiet. And if you're out at the back of this house, you might as well be in the country. You don't hear anything or see anything.
Mhm.
You just see greenery, and it's very nice. It's just what you call ideal. And this is what you need to nourish the soul and the shaper. So religion, believe it or not, is the great cure for aging and aging nicely. Now, we played a game of 45 there today with ones of, older folk. And you know something? As
Mhm.
jolly a crowd as you could wish to meet, and some of them I know. And one other ones was there sitting down. It was up in the Malta place. We used to play it up in the GAA club, but new fellas moved in there, and they're useless. So the lady that used to run it were down in a place called the Malta House, which is just not too far from where we're staying. And we had a grand time, and like people of one's own age, maybe a bit younger, or maybe just sometimes older. One of them was older, and I didn't think so, but then I was told. And friendly. And then one that used to play balls with my friend here that I'm with, same with down in the community centre. And the one that was doing that was talking about the balls and asked me, was I going to be down there? And I said, when is it taking place? September. I said, so you're nothing to get us ready for to go down there. She said, well, I give you a few lessons because I'm useless. Because you have to throw a ball like a ball and it goes around a kind of a bend. So you have to put a kind of a twist on it. Now, anytime I do that, it hops off the thing and goes nowhere. But doing it again, you can be lucky. You know what I'm saying? But these are the people you see. These are the people that was reared the same way as I think I was reared and mixed with the same people. You couldn't ask for jollier. Are they going around with sour pusses? Not at all. Great companions. So that's what I'm saying. This is religion. So that's the cure. Don't mind about the secular nonsense and professors or whatever they are saying do this and do that. You get a pain in your head you're at that racket, and you
You,
won't be any better if you do. If you do get older, you'll be a cranky old devil.
it'll make you older,
Whereas
I'd say.
those
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
what?
I'm saying it
It's
would
all
make
I'm
it, all,
saying.
all that secular stuff would make you old, is what I'm saying.
Well, it'd make you old and cranky, and it wouldn't do you any good.
Mhm.
Look what they're at nowadays. They're not doing anything that you could consider good to uplift the spirit. The innocent
Yeah.
are meeting they're being killed, and the vulnerable
Uh-huh.
in many countries.
Uh-huh.
And I'll give you another little story. I don't know if you heard it. Who do you think is Miss Netherlands? It was in Netherlands, which is Holland. They call it different things. Is it? Yeah, is it called the Netherlands? I think it is. Guess who's the Miss Netherlands now?
Oh,
A transvestite,
all right.
Miss Netherlands.
Okay.
So that's the kind of thing that people will take to the hills. Well, you can't. There's no hills in the Netherlands. It's as flat as a pancake. The highest mountain is only 312 foot.
Uh-huh.
So you're just on and you're treading water because a lot of our dikes there. That's what they buys the land, and they have all these flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they export flowers all over the place, and they often export diseases. Dutch elm disease come from there,
What's it called?
and Dutch disease.
What's that?
That affected trees.
Okay.
It was called the Dutch elm disease. It must have been elm trees because you see they produce too much stuff, and often there's a thing called a vine weevil that come from there, and it couldn't be killed by the conventional means, and it destroyed plants.
Mm-hmm.
It come from there too. So my late wife was always obsessed about the vine weevil. I wouldn't have known nothing about these things, only she was into that type of thing. Anyways, so I'm just saying from the point of view of aging, that is the way, the spiritual way, the Christian way, the religious way. The Catholic way is, of course, by far the best because it has the way, the truth, and the life. Other ones have what they call services. The Protestants and all that, they don't have the Stations of the Cross and the tabernacle and that we have, and the sacrament of confession and Holy Ghost. These are all the things that benefit, and the friends that you have that are the same way of thinking. My friend here is the same way, and he goes for good long walks, and he's no weight, and yet he's a great appetite. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
Yeah, he's as fit as a bloody fiddle.
Very good.
And I'm not as fit, but I'm fit enough. You see what I'm saying? I'm a good age. You know.
You've discovered the fountain of youth.
Well, let's just say I'm in the second childhood, shall we say? Maybe the third for all I know. But either way, I'm not a bit depressed or that. I whistle. And I'm able to sing. I get half a chance.
Very
The
good.
Dublin Saunter.
We'll do that some other time.
Sweetheart of Jesus, another one. And Hail Glory St. Patrick's, another one that I like to have a go at. And I feel now we're becoming on shortly. I do it with my other videos that I do, live
Very
videos.
good. Very good.
I often, I sang there for May, I think it was the month of Mary. So I was singing hymns about that. And then June was the Sacred Heart. So off I went again about that. And then threw another few ones into it, just to nourish the ones that follow me. Do you know?
We leave it there.
Maybe whistling.
That's it.
Right.
Sure. Thank you very much, John. That's very good.
Thank you very much, Oliver. And bear that in mind yourself as you're going about. And start whistling.
Start whistling, okay.
You're good.
Okay then.
And sing a song.
And sing a song.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Bye-bye.